It's interesting to me because my late sister Ruth Miller was very, very much involved in all of this as the director of health and the director of development for the city of Cleveland. And we were fortunate. We were raised by a mother who happened to live next door to Langston Hughes and went to Central High School. So we were taught very early on how wonderful a community can be if it is made up of people of diverse ideas, colors, themes. It is only this kind of community that succeeds, and I'll talk a little bit later about why we have failed to do the kinds of things that we need to do. This evening also gives me a chance to think about my grandparents and my family. All of the brothers and sisters are gone, but I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, and I lived and saw how in the Jewish community they worked in starting Mount Sinai Hospital and the old homes. The same thing that every one of you have done, and all of your parents have done, and we take for granted all of these churches we have and all of these hospitals, but we have to remember that almost every one of them was started by an immigrant or an immigrant's child. If you think about this country, as a matter of fact, it's interesting. We have never had a Native American who has been the president of this country, and therefore the chances are everybody in this country is somebody who at one time was an immigrant. And they didn't come here as the best and the brightest. They came here wanting to be here in a country that would give them an opportunity. My father and his siblings came here in the early 1990s. And I remember my grandparents so well. My grandmother would ask me in the early 1900s. Thank you, dear. By the way, that's not my wife. She's not my wife. She is my corrector. You should understand. Thank you for the correction. But my grandmother would ask me what kind of pop I would want, and I would tell her cream soda. And if we didn't have cream soda, she'd run down the aisle, the alley, to Benkowitz's Delicatessen, and bring back the cream soda. I never knew she left. I remember I had two aunts, my Aunt Irene and my Aunt Fanny. My Aunt Fanny was the youngest. My Aunt Fanny told me the story that when she talked to my Aunt Irene said, "Don't hang around the greenhorns, the immigrants. Get to be American as soon as you can." And this is the dilemma we've all lived through. We all, and our parents all, rushed to become Americans. At the same time, we are all trying to hang on to our culture. And that's the trick for all of us, because it's hanging on to our culture in all the cities that we go to that make them great cities. It's the Chinese, the Vietnamese, the Puerto Ricans, wherever you go, you see the impact of those people.